Hello, this is Mad Cat, and wow, what a week. That was pretty intense near the end, and let me show you what I mean. $1,222 for my campaign. Now, at the beginning of last week, I had like $380. I had, one backer who donated about $20 to me. And then after that, it just soared. And I am very happy by this, even though, yes, I did fail. Yes, I didn't make the $2,000 I had hoped I would. I still got like 60% of it, actually 61%. And that is a major, major relief. And I have to say that this is a wonderful ending to what has been a really bad month. And I hope it's something that I can just put in my rear view mirror, but, well, easier said than done. So I want to take a moment to kind of explain what I've been going through lately. I do know many of you out there are concerned about that. So as I mentioned at the beginning of last week, I was at 380, which was a step up from what I was at. And this campaign really got to me because I thought that with everything that I've done for the movement, that maybe that had gotten me some clout, that I was an important person in this movement. Not the most important, certainly not, but, someone who has demonstrated. Oh, you guys can't see me. Here, we'll do this. I thought I had gained some clout. I thought that I have demonstrated that I am someone who delivers on what they say. I did the Gamergate meetup. I had done the Philadelphia screening of the Red Pill film, and also did the two lovely ladies calendars, which I was a major component of that. And I had also done How to Destroy a Woman Now. And I feel that I've done some great things in this movement, but then it was like when my campaign went live, I got some early donations at first, but then it just fizzled. I was at 365 for most of the campaign. Like June 6th was the last day that I received any donations until like July 24th. So it was well over a month, but that wasn't the only thing. If it was just that alone, I would have been able to deal with it a lot easier. I'm a little tired right now, so I'm also a little slow. In July, Facebook had changed their system, and this actually affected me pretty badly because I started to notice that no one was responding to me when I was on Facebook. If I went onto someone's post, yeah, they'd respond to me, but on my post, no one was responding to me at all. And I was starting to think, well, maybe because of COVID, people are disconnecting. But it was just like, the more I did it, the more concerned I got, the more scared I got. You see, the thing about me is I have severe abandonment issues. And for most people with abandonment issues, it's because people have abandoned you. So, that's happened to me a few times in my life, especially within the last 8 years. And I thought it would happen again, that everyone just stopped talking to me. Finally, I just went out to people. I'm like, hey, is everything okay? You used to respond to my posts and you haven't been doing it for a while. And they told me, oh, well, I haven't seen any of your posts. So I went out to my alternate YouTube account, not YouTube, Facebook account, and I looked at my account, my main account, and it's like majority of the posts that I know are there were not showing up in my timeline. So when I investigated, I found that my post the only people who could see my post was other. I don't know why this was set like this. And not just other people. No, your name had to be other. And that's the only person who could see my post. Even if I tagged someone else in it, they wouldn't be able to see it. So this feeling of being abandoned was because of something that Facebook did. I started to think that maybe I was shadow banned. And I'm also wondering if maybe the reason why I lacked the success that I did for my campaign is people weren't reading a lot of my posts. I do wonder that. I would like to believe that's true, but I really don't know. So that happened, and I was so relieved to find out that I wasn't being abandoned. That was simply just Facebook's new settings. Hold on, I'm seeing if there's anyone who's chatting just in case Streamlabs is not working. Hold on, I'm seeing. Nope. Okay. So that happened. Another thing that happened is I had a bad altercation with my mother. Now, her health is starting to decline. She's 60 years old, or will be this year. And her heart has been going into AFib, basically not beating correctly. So she had to go to the hospital to restart her heart. And the day of, my brother was supposed to pick her up and take her. But when he offered to do that, I was thinking to myself, yeah, right. Like, he has a very, very bad track record. And I was surprised that he even made a big deal about wanting to do it. And originally, I was supposed to take her to the hospital. Well, surprise, surprise, day of came and he was nowhere to be seen. And so I got ready to go and take her. And of course, she's yelling at me because she's angry at him, but she can't yell at him. So she has to yell at me. Even if he was there, like he showed up late, she wouldn't yell at him. But she would at me. And she's like, oh, I wish my children could be there for me when I needed them. And I'm like, I'm here right now. And she's like, yeah, but if you weren't living here, you wouldn't be here. And I'm like, oh, good God. I'm like, well, let's not focus on the past. Let's focus on right now. I'm here. And she's like, well, I don't need you arguing with me. I could die, which is true. She could have died. I mean, we knew this going into it, that this could be the last day on earth. She's like, I could die, and all you want to do is argue. And I'm like, I don't want to argue, but I don't want to take shit for what my brother did. So I shut up from there, but like the car ride over, she was just putting me down, complain, like how bad of a son me and my brother were and how we're not there and we don't care. And it's just like, and we finally got to the hospital and we got out and I got into the driver's seat. And the last thing she said to me is, keep your phone on you. Keep your phone on you and keep it charged, because then she'd call and I'd come and pick her up. It's like she could have died. Let that sink in for a minute, because what they were doing was they were stopping her heart and starting it again. And because of her age, her heart might not have started back up again. Now, she is alive, although her heart is still giving her problems. The procedure did not help. So that is a cause for concern, but it's like, most people don't even know the day that they're going to die. Most of the time, it just happens. And of course, there's always regrets, but it could have been the last day she was on this planet. And she wanted to spend it yelling at me and putting me down. And that was it was such a hard thing to deal with. And, I feel bad for this, but part of me wanted her to die. It's like, how can you be hopeful that a person who spends potentially their last day on Earth putting you down, saying awful things about you, that you don't care, that you're ungrateful? I mean, it's just so difficult. So, and then last was probably this documentary that came up. And, I do support this and I've donated to it, but like within one day, it had earned more money than I did in my entire campaign. And, I do know that women in this movement, in the men's movement, they gain a lot more attention than a man does. That as a male, it's harder to do things. And, it's like the things that I've been successful at in this movement, when it came to like the red pill screening, the lovely ladies calendars, and I guess technically how to destroy a woman now, even though I wouldn't consider that to be a major success. But the other three, there are women involved with it. They were the primary focus. I mean, when people think back to seeing the red pill screening in Philadelphia, they're not going to think of me. When it comes to the lovely lady calendar, I just uploaded a video and someone is praising Modern Medusa they're praising her for the calendar, and they're unaware that I had anything to do with it. And it's just like all that together, I began questioning whether or not I should do this book. I mean, I said I was going to do it no matter what, but it was just like, it didn't seem like anyone cared. In fact, a prominent member of the movement had told me that my book was not original and that no one cared about my book. But the documentary, of course, that's something big. That's something special. That's why Ava got funding, which I then called question to No More Male Tears or something like that. I forget what it's specifically called, but it was a documentary about male victims of domestic violence, and that didn't get funding at all. So you can't really say it's because it's a documentary, but, I was told that I should give up on my book and focus instead on trying to accomplish my goal of financial independence. And, that did hurt to hear that. That did bother me. But it also inspired me to want to, say, you're wrong. I'm going to make this a success. I'm going to show you that you are completely wrong. But that person did inspire me. And I'm not going to say who it is, but they did inspire me because they said that my book was no different than, say, The Empathy Gap. Or not The Empathy Gap, The Boy Crisis. I was looking at The Empathy Gap and The Empathy Gap. That these two books, my book was basically emulating these. I'm not doing anything different or new. So it inspired me to purchase these two books, and I'm going to read through them. In fact, I've already started, as I like to color code information. So I'm quirky like that. So I'm reading through these books right here. So I can make sure, one, I'm not copying these two authors, William Collins and Warren Farrell, John Gray. I want to make sure that my book is going to be different. I mean, there's going to be commonality, no doubt. But, I'll tell you one thing that's going to be different from my book and these books. The handbook is probably going to be very similar. I can already tell you that me and Warren Farrell have a difference in writing style. And, the more books we put out there, the better. But where I'm going to differ from Warren Farrell is the fact book. Just a book that is nothing but facts. A fact and its source. A fact and its source. And just a whole book of them. I mean, Warren Farrell, his endnotes, and it's kind of like what I'm going to be doing, but, these are just, reference points that he has in his book. And my book will also have that as well. But the fact book will just be facts. That will be a great resource for everyone out there. And thanks in part to the people who donated in the last week. I went from being in like a spiral, a depression spiral, to now being supercharged. And, I ordered these books. I also ordered two other books that I'm hoping will have a great influence. First being Men on Strike by Helen Smith. She has a YouTube channel, Shrink for Men. And I think it's Shrink for Men. I don't think it says on here. Or maybe I'm confusing her. I apologize. But I kept seeing this pop up, and I'm like, yeah, no, it was PMJ Media. I looked at Helen on there. Now I really want to know. Okay, well, if she's not doing Shrink for Men, I know she's on PMJ Media, and she does a lot of things on there, and I kept seeing Men on Strike on that one. So that's what inspired me to get this book. But it does talk about marriage and fatherhood, which are two things that will be discussed in the first book I do. And then I did The Tactical Guide to Women. This is a book that I've been seeing a lot online. I am super excited by this book as well. I've heard good things about it. I think this person might have been on like either Joe Rogan or Tim Pool or someone. I think that's where I first found them. Maybe, I don't know. Super bad memory, so of course I don't remember exactly. But I am excited by reading this book and hopefully provide some insight. So, yeah. I was in a not a death spiral. I don't want people to think I was suicidal, but I was super depressed. And now I am super, super charged. And I'm probably going to just take a step back from everything. I mean, I know I haven't exactly been doing videos lately, but I need to get this book written. And I have a very good start on it. It's just right now I need to look through all of my resources, all my links, and just go through them and then get the book written. Actually, the hardest part is just looking through all the research. I did study on how to understand statistics, so hopefully that will enable me to kind of look through the bullshit of some of this stuff or really understand what it is that these things are saying so I can accurately represent them. Because I'm not just looking at things that support men's issues, I'm also looking at things that support the feminist argument. I want to try to have both sides of it, and where I can, I want to try to present it. So, because I didn't reach my full amount, I don't know what the full effect of this is going to be. I do know that I'm not going to be able to afford an editor. I'm going to be using Grammarly, Ginger, Microsoft Office, and my own knowledge of grammar, which I'm fairly good. You know, certainly it's always better to have someone else look at it, but, you know, maybe in the future I can release another version of this book where it's better. So, you know, you work with what you got, and, you know, this money is going to be enough to get me to distribute the handbook and the fact book. I am a little concerned about the hardback copy of the handbook. There are some people who did order that. I am going to try to honor all of the orders, all the backers, and what they put as the thing that they want me to send them. I'm going to support that as best as I can. But since I didn't get my full amount, I don't know whether or not I can do the hardback book or not. That may have to wait until all 4 books are released. I do have this idea of releasing a textbook. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know. But I think what I'll probably do is everyone who ordered a hardback copy, I will send them the second handbook. That's probably what I'm going to do. Maybe I can release it. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I am going to start doing Lyft because my mom just got a new car very recently. It's a very nice car. And I want to use that for taxi service. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do that, mostly because of my disability, but also because of the pandemic we're in. I am also going to look into delivering groceries because I imagine a lot of people want to do that right now. So I can only imagine there's some good business with that. So I want people to know that I am super excited by this. And I'm going to work my ass off. I really want to make this happen. This has been like 7 years in the making. And I am super, super tired right now. I've been up since 1 a.m. I have weird hours sleeping, and this takes a lot out of me. Reading these books and then writing this book is going to take a lot out of me. But you know what? I'm super excited by this. I thank you for everyone who donated to me. You've inspired me. That even though I didn't reach my full goal, going from $300 to $1,200, I mean, almost $1,000 in a week. And in spite of what that person said to me, saying that my book is worthless. My book is nothing new, that it's not original. In spite of that person, I feel like there is a very big response that really wants to see this book. In fact, someone offered their artistic ability pro bono to do my cover. So that's very exciting right there. We'll see what they are able to produce. So, things are looking good, and I'm really hoping that this is a major success, because that will mean that I will get a chance at life. I'm not really doing this for the money, but I mean, if it adds to my 5-year plan, if it helps me regain financial independence, I definitely am looking forward to that. But I mean, it's kind of par for the course that, if a lot of people get this, I make some money on this. So, but I'm not doing this solely for the money. It would be nice to get it, but I'm doing this because I want the world to change. And this is my strength. This is what I can do. So, all right. I am tired now. I'm starting to get loopy. Hang on, loopy. Loopy, hang on. Anyways, I want people to know that I'm super excited by this, and I'm going to be working my ass off for the next few years, actually, because, I got these 4 books to release, and then I got the books to release. I've got, I'm super tired. I got these books to release. That's just going to take me a lot of research, a lot of everything. So, but for the next few months, I'm just going to take a step back and focus on this solely. So, all right. Thank you for watching, and feel free to tag me on Twitter at mad_cat__. I always think it's like Mad Cat. Woo! That's why I think of the 2 underscores. Hit me up on there if you have any questions, or if you have any thing that you would like to see put into this book. I'm always looking for new resources. I'm up to 5,000 now. I've kind of taken a break from that because I need to get started writing on this, and I can always add more after the fact when it comes to the ebook. That's going to be the nice thing about an ebook, is I can always update that. I can always change that, and your copy of the ebook will automatically be updated. Printed book, no, I can't update that. All right. That's going to do it for me. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. And be sure to check this out. Avoid the feature documentary about feminism. I'm super excited by this. I was a little jealous of Ava, but you know what? She is a good person, and she's doing something really great. And she's going to be interviewing people. Once all of this craziness ends, she's going to really get to work on this. She's done a lot so far, but, let's really help her out with this, because we need more books. We need more documentaries. We need more people doing things. We need more protests. Not the ones that are going on right now, but more people just out there trying to reach out to people. Because the more we do it, the more the people talk about it, the more it filters through our society and gets to people in positions of power that can make things happen. And that's what we need to do right now, is get people talking. I'm doing books. She's doing a documentary. Together, we're going to change this world. Again, I'm leaving. I'm getting gone. So thank you, everyone. Take care.